When European settlers arrived at the Athabasca tar sands, what they saw was unlike anything seen before. Streams of bitumen would flow from riverbanks in a goopy mess that could be manipulated for water sealants and fuel for fire. Since 1967, the extraction of bitumen in Alberta has increased by a factor of 10. Currently, 2 million barrels of oil are produced per day, which accounts for about 9% of Canada's total greenhouse gas emissions. The oil sands in Alberta are good for our economy and provide jobs for many Canadians. However, this benefit is not without a cost. In a world challenged globally by warming temperatures and the associated impacts, it would be wise for Canada to start transitioning to renewable sources of energy. Today we will discuss some of the negative environmental and social impacts the tar sands have on us as Canadians. A report by the Pembina Institute found that the land due to be affected by in situ and open pit mining will be equivalent to the size of the UK, or 1/5 of Alberta's land base. In situ, by the way, is an evolution of fracking, which injects hot steam and chemicals into the earth and then collects the heated bitumen products. This same report stated that open pit mines focus on surface reserves that account for about 20% of the available oil. In situ mining is used to access deep bitumen reserves that account for the remaining 80%. Unfortunately, the in situ mining process creates 3 times the greenhouse gas emissions as the open pit mining process. Surrounding the tar sands operations are many towns, parks, waterways, forests, and important ecological features unique to northern Alberta, such as Wood Buffalo National Park of Canada and its world-renowned Peace Athabasca Inland Delta. Findings from the Canadian Journal of Forest Research state that only about 0.1% of the land that has been disturbed by the tar sands operations has been returned to the public as certified reclaimed land. 10% is under reclamation and 90% is currently being disturbed. This same report explains how emissions from the smokestacks and development have made it logistically unfeasible to return the area to its pristine condition under current regulations and with current scientific knowledge. This is due to higher rates of acid precursors as well as altered soils and hydrology conditions. The impacts of oil extraction and production have been shown in studies conducted by the University of Alberta, Health Canada, and the United Nations UNESCO. One such study conducted by a professor at the University of Alberta named David Schindler reported that an estimated 34,000 tons of particulates are deposited yearly from the core of the oil sands and spewed into the atmosphere. Schindler discussed how the amount of bitumen being released during snowmelt is similar to what would be released during a major oil spill occurring annually. He also reported that the Regional Aquatic Monitoring Program used inconsistent sampling designs, inadequate statistical power, and monitored insensitive response variables over the past 10 years, which begs the question, is this development being monitored properly by the oil company stakeholders and government departments that make up the RAMP? Schindler compared control rivers to waterways near the oil sands and found that the most impacted stream mouths in the area contain 10 to 15 times greater concentrations of a pollutant known as polycyclic aromatic compounds, or PACs. Similar concentrations have been shown to be toxic to fish embryos and explain some of the concerns expressed by locals who fish the Athabasca. PACs affect fish by reducing growth rates, causing endocrine disruptions and deformations that sometimes result in fish death. People who fish the Athabasca have reported seeing some pretty gnarly deformations in the local fish. In the small town of Fort Chippewa near the development area, a doctor named John O'Connor spoke to Health Canada about the increased rates of lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and bile duct cancer he had been witnessing. The rate of bile duct cancer per capita, according to the American Society of Clinical Oncology, is 1 to 100,000, which is strange since there have been 3 reported cases in the town of about 1,000 people. The doctor was disciplined for raising undue alarm by the federal government, which claimed that the sample size of the town was too small to draw any statistical conclusions. Dr. Gina Sullivan from the University of California, a professor of medicine, stated that these cancers are linked to hydrocarbon exposure, which comes from petroleum-based products. This does not prove that the oil industry is responsible for any health risks. However, it is concerning that these findings have not prompted an in-depth investigation. Please educate yourselves further about the risks associated with big oil in Alberta and voice your opinion about better alternatives to local government outlets if you feel that these oil operations are no longer suitable for Canada in the near future.